Evening. Yes, I am having a blessed evening. So I'm back with another good one. This one is really really good, right? Um, we all know that truth is covered up with falsehood and lies. This is an actual fact. This is an actual fact. Hold on for 1 second. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Truth is covered up with falsehood and lies, especially nowadays. Nobody wants to hear the truth. Nobody wants to hear anything that's positive, right? People want to hear lies. People want to hear deception. People want to hear murder, death, kill, barbaric, egotistic, demonic way of life, which has played, which has paved the way for us becoming heartless and cold towards each other. Which this system never was inside of us to become heartless and cold towards one another, and it's becoming worse each and every day out in society, out in this world. Um, the truth is not popularized amongst nobody. It's not popular to speak the truth. It's really not. It's abnormal once you speak the truth. So this is why my channels and people that speak the truth and people that's upholding the right, they don't get recognitions because um, falsehood and lies and deception has took over truth, right? But the reality, the fact is that human being, you know, as we go through life, we procreate eventually, we procreate things, right, to cover up the truth. It's a distraction away from the truth because the reality, the fact, if none of this stuff is here, we would have to look at we would have to look at the truth because there's nothing here to look at, right? But the reality, the fact is that the sun, the moon, and stars, basically, we would have to look at. We had to look at nature. We had to look at ourselves. We had to look at everything. We would have to look at the truth in order to serve the ultimate existence, and that's the Alpha Omega, the creating everything in existence. This is an actual true fact. So the truth in modern day time is not popularized. It's looked down upon, right? When you speak the truth and you uphold the truth, you get penalized for it. In this modern day time, you get penalized for upholding the truth and upholding and speaking out the truth, right? But in court, they said, "Would you like to speak the truth? So I'll help you, God." They tell you to speak the truth, but it's really lies. At the end of the day, we know that the Creator is not popular in modern day time among modern day people. This is an actual fact because society and community, right, and those that's in so-called authority have paved the way and paved the path for destruction and error and falsehood and false narrative and procreating things to dilute your mind away from the most serious things. And this is an actual fact. And most of us, we cannot roll with that. We cannot live upon upon those lies, those falsehood, and those vibes, because all that do produces bad energy. We all know that the truth will prevail in the end. It always does. It always does. That's why it's important to uphold the truth and to stand on truth and to speak the truth, even even though it be made against yourself, right? So as we see on all these major platforms, there's lies, there's deception, and if you speak lies and deception, right, you are rewarded. You are rewarded with money. You are rewarded with living a comfortable life in this modern day world. This is the actual fact. This is why a lot of major platforms they do what they do, right? This is why a lot of hot topics come about because It's falsehood mixed with truth. It's lies. It's deception, right? It's to keep the people dumb, deaf, and blind. So people have learned the way that they can get it bad, and by getting this bad, you're indulging in lies and deception and covering up the truth. You're mixing it in, but the majority of your content, the majority of everything, right, is promoting falsehood, slander, backbiting, covering up the truth with lies and deception. And this what it is about, because the truth is not popularized amongst modern day life. It's not. It's looked down upon and shunned upon if you speak the truth. I was talking to a couple of people, right? Um, I'm gonna tell you a story. This person that I know told me that they went to an event. They had an event, right? And people was drinking and smoking and stuff like that. Okay, cool, but they wasn't drinking and smoking, right? So they had their boom box out there. So they vibing, and you in it, you vibing, you in that, right? So when it's time to was going home, it was time to go home. Everybody's drunk and high. So they told the person, like, listen, I don't want you touching none of my stuff. I got the boom box, I got everything. You know, it'd take me a while to bring my stuff up, but I got this. I don't want you doing it. So the person took it upon himself because they was high and drunk, and they made a mistake and smashed the person boombox. That's the end of the boombox, right? So, for example, now the person that smashed the boombox, right, stepped to the person. Well, actually, the person said, "Listen, I found another boombox. Give me half of the money. You give me 150. I put 150 in, and that'll be the end of the story." So the person was like, "Yo, what? I'm not giving you nothing. I ain't giving you nothing, and I'm going to step to you. What's up? You want smoke? You want to fight?" You know the reason why I'm saying that is because lies and deception and the truth is upheld. Nobody nobody wants to uphold the truth. Lies and deception is what is uphold, not the truth. And you're wrong, but wrong is right, right is wrong. It's the flip side of this. The reason why I told the story is because lies and deception, right, is popularized. The truth, honesty is what? Not popularized. It is built upon falsehood and deception. Just like this channel. This channel doesn't get thousands of views because I speak the truth. I bring the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. And then I bring the creator and talk about his oneness. That's not going to be popularized, right? Because the truth of ignorance is going to be upheld. Do you understand that? Ignorance, murder, death, kill, right, is a better content than the truth, than to talk about the Alpha Omega, the creating everything existing. To talk about actually getting ourselves together. That's shunned upon. And you get killed for that. For speaking the truth, to upholding the existence, you get killed for that. You get murdered for that. You get shunned for that. You become an outcast for that because you're speaking the truth. Falsehood, deception, right, is ruling the modern day life, or so it seemed that way, or so it seemed that way, right? When you speak the truth and you uphold the truth and you stand on truth, trust you me, and you believe in the Alpha Omega, the creating everything in existence, you're gonna pierce through any and everything falsehood, false narrative, lies, deception, unbelief, unbelievers. You're gonna push through that with force, with force. So you have to be comfortable in speaking the truth and them to understand that the truth is going to be persecuted. It always be persecuted, but it always come out victorious in the end. Do you understand that? It always come out victorious in the end. While those sacrificing your loved ones to preach hatred, jealousy, gangster persona life, dumb, deaf, and blind, murder, death, kill, barbaric, evil, twisted, demonic way of life. And as they step on truth, you feel me? So, I just want to bring this awareness to you is that truth is not popularized. It's not popular. The creator is not popular. The talking is not popular. You can actually see it in my views. It's not popular, right? Only ignorance, deaf, dumb, and blind is popular. So I want you to get you to realize this and understand that this is real. This modern day life that we living in, it is real. It is real. The reality, the fact, truth will always win in the end. Do you understand that? This is only a test. It's only a test to see if you're gonna fall into this, to see if you're gonna fall into the bait, to see if you're gonna what do things for fame, fortune, and riches. Like, share, subscribe, likes, cameras, and actions. That's up to you if it's true or not. Peace, y'all. Peace, peace, peace.